How you doing? My name's Adam Wade. Growing up in New Hampshire, I idolized Roy Orbison and Elvis Presley. And now they were great performers, but they were like real on stage, and they really connected to an audience, and they made the audience feel something. And to me, like my dream when I was like a kid was like I wanted to be able to do something like that. I wanted to be able to touch people in that way. So by the time I went to college, I went close to home, Keene State, and I still had these dreams but I was battling like this like terrible shyness, and I became a DJ at the radio station, and I was terrible at it. But a lot of the cool people that were around me, they encouraged me. Like my friend Flanders, he listened to every show. And I was like inspired, so I started playing the guitar, and I was going to open mics telling these little stories and then playing these songs. But the guitar, I admit, it was pretty bad. I was pretty bad at it. But the other people performing with me at these open mics, like Brother Jim, he would say to me, "Hey, Wade, you're doing all right." And that like encouragement, it just kept me going. And it made me believe that I had something to offer, but I just needed to figure out what it was. So when I graduated college, I moved to New York City, like the day of my college graduation, and I didn't know a soul. I didn't know anybody, but I got housing at NYU for 3 months, and it was make or break in those 3 months. And luckily I found this job. I got a big break at Virgil's Barbecue restaurant in Times Square. I got hired there, and they like adopted me. They took care of me, and within those 3 months, I ended up getting permanent housing in New Jersey, and that's where I met my first New Jersey friend, Parthenon George. Now, while I was in New York, I knew I had to get into showbiz somehow, so I would drop off resumes at NBC to get into their NBC Page program every other week. And after 2 years, I got an interview, and I got hired, and I became a page. And it was great. Again, I met a whole new community of people, and they really helped me out, including Tim at the commissary, who would always get me a turkey sandwich and a Sprite every day for free. So I was performing with my guitar and telling stories at a lot of open mics and music open mics and comedy open mics, just trying to figure out how I was going to connect to the audience, and it really wasn't working. Then I landed a job at Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, the comedian, and Colin was like a really nice guy. He listened to one of my tapes, and he said, "Adam, I got to give you some advice." I'm like, "Please, Colin, yes." And he's like, "Stop playing the guitar." And it was the best advice. He's like, "Focus on the stories and focus on just being you." And that was like the best advice anyone could have given me at the time. And within a month, I found the Moth Storytelling slams. They would do slams. You put your name in the hat, you tell stories. And it was unbelievable. I mean, I would tell these stories about myself and about the people I've met along the way and about the people that encouraged me in Keene. And I really started to connect to an audience. And the more I was myself, the more they liked me. And like storytelling, like the past 10 years has really been unbelievable to me. I've traveled the country. I've gone to Mexico. I've gone to Canada. I had to get my passport because of storytelling. And I've been on the radio, on NPR, I've been on TV, it's been great, and I still do monthly shows in New York City at awesome venues, and I'm just so excited. On July 21st this year at 8:30, I'm going to be performing and recording my first live comedy storytelling album at the Bell House, which is my favorite venue in this area. I hope you can come. Thank you.